Hey guys, hope you all can hear. Happy Wednesday. So we've got D-Man on with us. You can see we've got a smaller screen than what I usually have for the webcam setup, but hopefully you guys can see him okay. We had to shrink things down. Can you guys hear okay? Can you guys hear okay? Hello? Hello? Mic test? All right, good. I was hoping we didn't have a weird echo or anything. But so D-Man's going to be on with us. We've got a pretty full schedule for today. Some pretty cool things, I think. We've got D-Man on to talk about some West Coast play and how he likes to play the game. And then he's going to coach me through some West Coast usage as we go through Arena. And then we're going to talk about, thanks for the cheer, Jesus. We're going to talk about defensive strategy. And so we're going to get in a little bit on the analysis of, and we'll probably spend a few streams on this because it is an interesting topic. But we'll go through and discuss how we're going to use defensive strategy. And we'll focus a little bit on the West Coast side of things, how to defend against certain West Coast plays. And then we'll get more generic about it as we go. And then finally, we have a nice announcement on the upcoming Overdrive tournament. So we'll be starting a new Overdrive tournament here pretty shortly. So we'll have details out on how you can get signed up and how you can play. So without further ado, D-Man, do you want to do a quick mic test and say hello? See if make sure everybody can hear you.
How y'all doing? Wow, thank you for having me.
You guys hear D-Man okay? All right, good. Thanks, guys. So D-Man, do you want to start with, you want to talk about just your use of West Coast and what do you think about West Coast and why you use West Coast? Maybe give a little bit of a description as to, your personal opinion.
Yeah, so I was gone from the game for about 3 years, and back when I used to play, I was all about out routes, short passes, stuff like that. So when I came back to the game this year, West Coast stood out to me the most. They have the most well-rounded playbook as far as your long pass bailout plays, your short pass shotgun plays, and just one bang runs. As far as that goes, you can't really mess it up. The 2-pointers, middle slant is really unstoppable. So as far as West Coast goes, West Coast best coach,
Yeah, no doubt, man. That's the West Coast is a cool scheme. I mean, really, I think all of the schemes have, especially this year after they tuned the playbooks a little bit. I think all of the schemes have a little bit to offer. West Coast, you really can go through, I think, and shred some defenses with short pass plays. And again, it's a little bit like spread. I think Vert was my second choice after spread, but Vert, you're trying to get downfield. But West Coast and spread are very similar in that your same sort of tactic of trying to just chop a defense to pieces. You want to get chunk yardage. You want to make sure you get your down and play down and distance football and be able to just trudge down the field. Not necessarily the best for Overdrive, but when you're playing Arena and LVL, those sorts of tactics I think work really well.
Yeah, I agree. I've had a little bit of every scheme this year, trying to find out which one was the best, but you really can't go wrong with West Coast. It's very simple, it's safe. With spread throughout the year, the problems I was having, it's a lot of QB runs and stuff like that, and until Max came out, it really wasn't as reliable because of fumbles, just your QB not being fast enough. So Lamar came out, but again, he was fumble prone. Your Vert, can't go wrong with Vert. Can't go wrong with Vert, but I think West Coast got it on you, just because iOS users, you have that trouble with getting 2-pointers off with your Vert 2-pointer. So
yeah, that's been a tricky issue. So that we've not had that issue on the spread side either. None of our stuff is really delayed, but that vert 2-point side has been tough.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to start? Maybe we'll start looking at. You want to look at the screenshots? You want to go through the screenshots first that you shared and the plays that you like and don't like, or do you want to start with that first video that you sent me on Telly?
We can start with the screenshots.
Okay. So you want to go to the screenshots? Let me pull that up, and then I'll share that screen out here. So hopefully you guys can see this when we turn this on. So this just shows a list of run plays, essentially, or different sorts of plays than the ones that D-Man pointed out that he liked. So in these cases, this is the run screenshot that we're looking at here. So you can see that he's kind of crossed out halfback counter, halfback misdirection, and halfback mid-draw as ones that he typically does not use. But you see halfback dive, halfback toss strong, and halfback blast there. Do you want to give a little rundown on that first set of run plays there, when you use them, how you use them?
Yes. So as far as your playlists go, you really can use any play. These are just ones that I prefer, just for the sole reason that they're reliable, and you can't really go wrong with them. So your halfback blast, the only thing you really have to look out for is it's pretty fumble prone, just because once you come off that left side, because I usually run all my plays to the left except for one. It's really fumble prone because that linebacker really has a lot of momentum coming into you. But it is reliable for a good amount of yards. You can also take a yard long. And there's also a video in one of the ones you'll see later that you'll see me taking that halfback blast to the house. Now the first halfback dive up top, that is just a reliable, any up the middle run, you could get a couple yards out of. You won't have to really worry about getting sacked for a long loss. You're really those are the plays that I talk about with West Coast, where they're reliable and you can really chop up the defense. Your halfback toss strong, the best play. I get so many one bangers off of this. I start all my drives with halfback toss strong. When I'm approaching an opponent that's at a advantage to me in power, I try to stay away from it, just because power is such a huge thing in this game, and the speed of the linebackers and the DBs are just insane. But as far as halfback toss strong goes, start every lead drive with it.
Yeah.
You'll get at least 1 to 3 to the house.
That's similar, like I said, my approach on spread is I always use the triple option switch first. That's my first play that I go to. And again, the key reason for that is it's very similar to halfback toss strong, is that play is going to go wide. So I'm not only going to be able to see how well that defense plays against the run, but I'm also going to be able to kind of test out what kind of speed that I'm looking at to try to get to the outside, and how my blockers are actually performing against this particular team. So you get it when you use a play, I think, like halfback toss strong or triple option switch, and try to spread that defense out when you run. I think you do get a little bit of insight into what sort of reducers that they may have in. If you see your blockers just caving in all of a sudden, then you know that they probably have some pretty serious reducers for that O-line, for example. And it gives me a little bit of a sense of what kind of timing I'm going to have for the remainder of that match.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, again, for like you stated, it's really good also to just get a feel of what you're going to see on defense. A lot of times you will take it to the house, and once you see you can take it to the house,
yeah,
know what it
yeah,
is.
exactly. And so then we're on the next screenshot here. So you got the halfback wham, fullback dive, and halfback sting pointed out as ones that you like to use, but power O and strong stretch listed out, and I agree with that. I have a lot of trouble with strong stretch. It can be good, but it's one that the blocks tend to fail for me, to where I just get hit before it ever gets created into anything.
Yep, exactly. So with strong stretch and power O, I have those marked out. I don't use them often, but they aren't bad plays. Like you could literally use just about any play on this playbook, but just the risk of it, you want to mitigate as much risk as possible when you're doing these drives. And if you're going to use a risky play, it better be a play that's going to take you to the house, and you know it's going to take you to the house. Now, with that being said, halfback wham, this play, it is not 100% foolproof, but usually, typically, when my one bang plays aren't working, like my halfback start on toss, wham will work. I flip it so that I'm running to the right. This is that play that I mentioned, that the only play that I run to the right. You're going to want to just, as soon as you snap, you better snap right, going straight baseline, and then you'll be able to take it to the house a lot of the time. But it is a risky play, and it could cost you some yards if you mess up. So just make sure that you have a good amount of playbook left before you use that play. I wouldn't use it as a if you needed yards in that moment. More of a first down play.
So thanks for the sub, Joe Bob, and thanks for the cheer, Jesus says. So let's flop over. We'll go to some of the pass plays here. So we've got long pass plays listed out. I think we've got one screen of long pass plays, and the only thing really that's marked out there is slot flags as being one that's one that you don't typically use. And that's another one. The flags plays. Some of these, 2 years ago, a year ago, I thought the flags plays were a lot better. This year, it seems like to me that they take a lot longer to develop. And, if you're playing a lower-powered defense, then usually slot flags can be wide open. But if I'm playing, competitive teams, then I have a hard time with some of those corner routes getting open the way that I want them to.
Well, yeah, going into around this time of the year, all the D-backs and your linebackers, again, you're playing max players. So you're going to see a lot of press, a lot of man coverage. They typically can work. But just this play, particularly, the out route doesn't really develop and have that. Like if you look at posts, for example, posts, I wouldn't use it typically unless I notice that my opponent has a man coverage in. If it has a man coverage in, the break on the out route is just it's really like it gives them a lot of space compared to like other out routes like slot flag. Now you have your Hail Mary. Hail Mary is an underrated play. Honestly, playing with certain people who love to use Hail Mary, it's not a bad play to even not use as a bailout. As long as you box out your defender and you're not just throwing a bomb, it's really a reliable play for your fourth, third down.
Yeah, it's tough to defend. Joe Bob, yeah, the headphones are, as Jesus has said, they're coach's plays. So your coach's plays will show up in your playbook as being headset listed. So that means that that's not part of the native scheme playbook. It's part of only that specific coach that D-Man had in, for example, in this screenshot. And Greenie had a question. So Greenie's asking about the bottom left play. She said she thinks it's Y trail, and and Manish, no YouTube today. I've got to not stream at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'll post these up on a delay onto the YouTube channel. But if people want to be part of the giveaways and things, because of the Twitch affiliate stuff, then I have to delay post everything onto YouTube because it's Twitch has essentially exclusivity to the streams for 24 hours. So what about that Y trail? Is that what that one is on the bottom left there, on that screenshot? Can you tell?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think we lost D-Man. We'll flip through and see if he can get joined back in.
Sorry about that. Connection went out.
Thanks for the follow, Rusty. All right, yeah, you're back. Thanks for the cheer, Jesus. Yeah, so is that Y trail that's sitting down there on the bottom left in that screenshot?
Yes, so that's Y trail. The reason why I kept that there is it's not a very popular play as far as like that most people use, but I use it in a similar fashion to your tight end angle, where you really have those two options of those defenders cutting in. It's solid for up to 8 yards. I use it for fourth downs at times, where I know I'm gonna get a certain defense. But I wouldn't use it as as a regular play. But it is a very it can be a reliable play.
The corner or the outside routes to me kind of have a little bit of a fade smash-ish kind of look to them. I think the way they fade out. If you get man coverage, what I see there, the only time I see this is very similar to what we have in the spread playbook with trail shakes, where you have those two outside routes going, and so if you get man coverage press. Specifically, then that can potentially open up for big, deep yardage plays. But it's one of those, if you end up in zone coverage and things like that, you really don't have too many options to try to dump out to. I find that if that the middle part of the field on this play tends to get blocked up because I don't think you have enough overloading of the defenders. Again, that's just my personal thought, but I tend to lean more towards plays that overload one side of the field or the other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I hear that. Now, as far as your vert wheels and your X follow, so X follow has been a reliable fourth down bailout all year for West Coast users. You have your tight end that hits that break. And then you have your out route that's usually very reliable as well. Vert wheel, it's also not a very popular play, but the thing about vert wheel, you use it the exact same way as X follow, but if you're within the 20 of your opponent's side, the break that the tight end has compared to X follow is it's like a super big break, and it usually is just he's wide open pretty much every time. I don't really use it any other situation other than being within the 20, but it's proven to be reliable to me in that situation.
So on the short pass side, we've got wide receiver screen, X slant, and halfback slip screen all blanked out.
So as far as those, I don't know who will ever use wide receiver screen or just any screens as far as mobile goes, just because screens work very well on console, but as far as the mobile goes, it's not really the same mechanism, and you don't really have as much control over your player as far as doing moves, spin moves, and controlling your direction. And then you also don't have to worry about tricking your user on the opponent's team. So I really I try to stay away from those as much as possible. And X-Slant, it's literally all it's literally asking for a pick six, really. I try to have as much risk management as I can when I do my drives, just because something as simple as a fat finger or just making not seeing a linebacker coming to jump your pass could easily turn into a pick six or just a turnover in general.
Now, there's a few plays like that, and in the spread playbook that are really just they're pick machines, right? That the plays don't develop well, where the defenders hug right on top of those flat routes. And I'm not a huge fan of the plays where there are options for the receivers to go, simply because even though usually they're controlled by man and zone, I don't like anything that I can't definitively kind of tell what's going to happen in a given play situation. You've offended Combine though by not saying that wide receiver screen was still an option in the playbook. he's a big fan of the screens, I think.
Again, you can use any play in this playbook. It's such a good playbook. You have so many options. These are the plays that I try to. You have so many options. These are such a good plays that I don't really find myself having to use that play. So as far as that goes, please don't be offended. If you love the play and it works for you, keep using it. I'm just stating what has worked for me this year, and if I can help you guys, so it helps you, then that's good for me.
So let's see if our next. So we've got the next set of short passes. You've got middle slants, double drags. So really talk about middle slant and double drags, because I think that's probably one of the West Coast playbooks' key plays that are available.
All right, so I could talk all day about middle slants. I love to play. If you know me or have played in my league, you know that all I preach is middle slants, middle slants, middle slants for everything. Uh, it has been reliable all year. It's for a blitz, you can take it to the house. If you got man coverage, you can hit your tight end. Worst case scenario, you can hit your flex. You can also scramble and hit your halfback. You got so many options with this play. You can't go wrong with it. It has been my fourth and short, fourth and medium. It always works for me. Um, as far as a bailout play goes and a reliable play, if I need a couple yards, if I'm really chipping away at a really tough defense, it's so reliable for just you can hit that drag anytime pretty much. Um, as far as double drag goes, uh, same thing. Like that drag, it's always there, or you can hit that wide receiver going to the out. Uh, Another reliable play. Then you got fullback slant in. I use it if you play with if you use Texas, use it to a similar fashion, and then you also have that tight end that's going to the out there. And then spacing switch is, if you've played Madden for a while, you know that spacing switch is spacing switch. That was everybody's 2-point play, and it's always reliable for a couple yards. It hasn't been as good this year, but it's still good for for a fourth down bailout if you know exactly what defense you're going to be looking at.
Well, thanks, Six Asian and Jesus says for the cheer and Patriots. Congratulations! Glad school's over for you. That's always a big deal. School's been out here for a long time, so my daughter's been hanging out at the house, and I've had to be the teacher for probably since about mid-March. So she's getting tired of me teaching. And guys, keep the chat friendly, please. There's no reason to go on tirades against other people. Thanks for the host, Patriots. All right, so let's see. We've got the one. I think the PA passes. What do you like PA pass wise? And then let's do a giveaway.
All right. So with has always been broken in Madden. As far as like just you could get it one play, or it could go horribly wrong.
Right.
But as far as that goes, you got your PA double post all year, scrambling out to the right and hitting that tight end. It has been super reliable. As the year has gone by, it's gotten a little bit sketchier. As soon as if you see your Sean Taylor or your 6'5" Calvin Johnson Max coming for your tight end, you might want to say a prayer. But as far as that goes, that play is just super overpowered. And then you have switch dig, where you can use it pretty much the same way, but you're just hitting the flex instead. And then you also have that tight end that cuts in. And that can also be taken to the house sometimes, depending on what the defender has in. PA slot crosses, that has been a go-to play for me a lot. When I'm usually when I find myself in like a second and long, I'll either use that or I'll use my fullback dive or something like that to make sure I get yards, just depending how I'm feeling. It's super reliable. You scramble out to the right again, and you can either hit the out route or you can hit the tight end. And then you got flex too. So mid direction, I didn't leave that X out just because you can still use it. I use it in Overdrive more than League, but you can hit that tight end like shotgun tight, because as soon as you get passed off the ball, the tight end is already out and about. So as long as he's not being pressed, he'll be open for a first down, or you can hit that streak as well. And then wiggle, you have that. If you look at the out route right there, super reliable. And then you also have the inside cut. You can't go wrong with PA as long as you're not facing a super blitz heavy opponent. You should be good for your yards as long as you set your blocks right as well too, so you don't take a stack.
Yeah, and that's true. I mean, these what I like: PA double post, PA switch dig, both of those plays are very similar to the same sort of read and the same sort of progression that you look for, and the tight end behavior that you look for with like Z shallow cross in the spread playbook, right? When that tight end comes around, there are several things that are going to happen. One, that route can get covered up, right? And if that route's covered up, then you just dump off to one of the other options that you have with the crossing routes, or in any of those plays. You've got good crossing routes you can dump off to. But usually what's going to happen is you're either going to end up in man coverage. If you're in man press, especially, then that tight end is probably going to get around the defender and be wide open for huge yardage. Or if you're in the zone situation, right, then you can roll out, and as you roll out, that underneath defender, whether it's a linebacker or the cornerback, is going to probably drop off the coverage and leave a huge gap in between the first line of defenders and the safety. And you just get, again, can be ridiculous yardage. And you just have to be able to kind of watch that read in real time, and I think roll out enough. A lot of times when I see people try to execute that, they don't roll out enough to where they draw that defender back down out of the secondary to give you that nice gap. Yeah, so D-Man is with MBK, has been playing for a long time. So again, just on here to give us some thoughts on his strategy and how to play. So I think we've run through all the PA plays, and do you want to get? Let's maybe do a giveaway. I texted SBP because SBP is our stream boss, and so as stream boss winner, he gets the rights to choose which giveaway we have. But he's tied up in meetings, so can't make the call. So he says any promo 100. But since you're the star for today, which 100 might you want to give away?
Let me look at the chat real quick. Let's ask. A man of the people. What do you guys want?
And I think pretty much we've got the latitude to do pretty much any 100 that we would want. Maybe the power line players still. I think a lot of people might want the power line players.
Sweet.
If you want to pick one of the power lines, that's cool. There's a lot of good players in there.
Let's do a sweep.
So from 100 overall, and which one?
Sweet. Linebacker.
Let me find his. I'm trying to find his.
Did I say it wrong?
No, I was trying to find his card number on. All right, so we're going to do 100 overall sweat, and since sweat, sweet, I don't know which way you say it, but for his case, so we're going to give away the 100 overall. Let's make the keyword D-Man. That's D-M-A-N. And we'll go ahead and make that giveaway live. D-Man, D-M-A-N is the keyword. So go ahead and type that in, D-Man, in the chat right now. Giveaway is live. We'll talk just a little bit, and then we'll give away our first player. So jumping into defensive strategy a little bit. Obviously, don't want you to give away any NBK secrets or anything like that. But what's your general strategy? I mean, for me personally, I look at plays that look similar, right? I want to try to pick plays that match the defensive scheme that I've set up. I run quite a bit of 3-4, which that's been hammering me here in the last couple weeks, running 3-4 versus 4-3. But I went like 6 months with a pretty decent lockdown defense, even against top squads, with 3-4. But now that seems to be hurting with more of these maxed blockers out there. But I generally try to pick, my main premise when I'm coming up with a defensive scheme is to find plays that look alike, right? I want to make it, when the offense trots out onto the field and the players out there looking at the defense, that everything looks the same, but they're going to get different defensive reactions. So what's your take?
I totally agree on that as far as that goes. I like with my 2-pointers, for example, if I'm facing a West Coast defender or a West Coast player is driving against me, and I'm going for a live counter, right now my strategy has been if you look at QB contain and then you look at your silver shoot 2, they pretty much have the exact same formation, and they also both react in 2 different ways. So it's like 4 different defenses, and you have the reaction with QB contain where you'll have the halfback being followed, and then you would have to either scramble like no off the rip and scramble straight in with your quarterback, or you're pretty much done there. So then with Silver Shoot 2, it looks exactly the same. You can hit the halfback or you can hit A, but a lot of people will react like QB contain, and then they'll get stuffed right there if they try to scramble in. So, like you said, just looking for different plays that look alike. I still stick to my 3-4 quite a bit. Right now, as far as if I was playing a top league, like let's say it's MBK versus NNS, I'm looking to just throw the defender off because really these players, if they're good, no matter what defense they're gonna get, they're gonna thrive in it. So I just really want to throw them off, and I like to take those gambles. As long as for your first down, you're gonna want to stop a one-play touchdown because that's what everybody's planning on doing. So I've been using 3-4 cover 3 sky or cover 2 sky or.
Yeah, cover 3 sky is a solid play. I tend to stick to, again, 3-4 has kind of been my primary thing throughout the year. That just seemed to work well for me. But then, hey Sivo, but and I play mostly zone. So I mean, most of the stuff that I've been going has been primarily zone looks, because again, I think the man coverage has had some weaknesses in terms of being able to be beat, right? Especially like the press coverages. I almost completely stay away from press coverages. People have success with it, but I generally stay away from the press coverages simply because, again, I don't want that situation where, you know, the cornerback gets completely burned. And you'll see a 105 my max Mike Evans get just completely left behind at the line of scrimmage by a lesser wide receiver, and that's not fun to see, you know.
Yeah, so again, like you really just want to throw your defender off, and that's what's so important about the live counter as well. That if you give them that bone, just make sure that you don't leave it out there hanging because they're gonna eat it up. So the thing about people are gonna run to start off because running is just, you know, you don't have the risk of that pick, and it's too easy to get a one-play touchdown if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I tend to use like a 2-man press, cover 1 robber press, different plays like that for West Coast runs in specific. So like your halfback blast, your C1 RP, cover 1 robber press. That pretty much cuts out the picture. I'll throw a QB contain to stop inside runs. It's just you can't stop everything. So
no.
You want to just make sure that those plays are in there so that, hey, the luck of the draw, you get 4 plays that are, you know, that are no-goes, hey, that's a stop right there. Or if you could just put them in a dangerous position, that's a stop right there. As far as plays so there's some certain plays that, you know, I would only like to use for live counter, like 3DS, 3 double sky. That stops like dig. It hinders
I think D-Man's connection's slowing down a little bit. Yeah, Greeny, I agree. Pinchbuck Zero is dangerous. I've got that in it now because the league where I'd set it up before was I knew it was going to be a situation where I was likely going to have a higher power, and so hopefully trying to get a whole lot of pressure in there. But you're right, it can be dangerous because it does bring in a lot of it does bring a big blitz and can leave some stuff wide open. Allow, thanks for the follow. Aiden, Rat Pack, really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. And again, 66 viewers, guys, out here today in the middle of the day. So I mean, again, I really appreciate everybody hanging out here in the middle of the day. D-Man, are you back? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I agree with you though. I mean, certainly LVL, what I'm trying to, and again, I'll swap out, and this is one thing that we've requested from the GC side, I know, is that we'd like to have like a quick toggle button for our defenses so we can switch between like an arena defense, an LVL defense, an OD, not defensive strategy, but even for our boosters, we want to have these different boosters set up for these. But when I'm running LVL, my primary goal is to stop the run. Right, and that's what I want to try to do is limit those those run plays, and like you say, the thing that I do like about the AI actually is that there are no hard counters anymore, right? So there's not something where this play is for sure 100% going to stop this particular offensive play. It might give it a little more trouble, but it's not one where it's a total shutdown of that play. And so I really enjoy that aspect because that to me seems more like realistic football. That there are no hard counters in the NFL, right? You can't pick a play and then it's going to be the exact counter to another offensive play. There's always an opportunity to break that play, right? Or find an opening, find a gap, find a seam in the run, and that's what I like about the AI-based defense, really. And I personally think that with some tweaking, that the defensive-based AI could be better than game plans, right? I think right now they're maybe about the same in terms of the way I like them. I mean, I liked game plans, but did not like staying up all hours of the night to live counter. But the AI, with some minor tweaks where you have less of these sort of busts that can happen, I think the AI could be, a tremendous improvement over game plans, but we still need some tweaks, I think, to make it perfect.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you there. What you guys are pushing, that is exactly, I think, what the people want. Just so we could be able to switch like that. If we have a vert player playing us, we could just click vert playbook and it was set to that defensive strategy in particular. If that happens, hey, that's great. But I do like it a lot more than hard counters, and just because also there's certain hard counters that certain plays that you can even break the hard counter. So it's like
motion cross, man, motion cross.
So I believe that step and the gap in the gap. So like I said before, I hadn't played in like 2 or 3 years until this year that I got back into it. In that gap, I could see like there's been an immense amount of improvement as far as gameplay goes, as far as strategy goes, as far as just the overall how much stuff you have available to play that you could just continue playing all day if you really wanted to. But yeah, I have a lot of hope into the future, and I would love to see us get more into the competitive side of things. I'm sure there's a lot of guys that I play with that I work with that would love to see this grow, the community grow and get more into the competitive, such as all these other franchises have been doing with esports.
Well, that's always what I'm personally looking for, in what I do as a game changer, bringing in feedback and stuff, is I'm always looking to try to figure out how do we take a player that's just getting started and get them transitioned from seasons, right, playing seasons all day long, to becoming a competitive player, right? How do they get into trying to tackle the leaderboards? How do they get into playing LVL? How do they build a league? And that'll probably be a series that we do some point, is just discussing leagues, right? Setting up leagues, how to keep in touch with leagues, key things for building leagues, because that stuff all takes a lot of work. And, it's stuff you really have to be invested in time-wise, personally, just to, it's something that you want to do, So let me quit talking. Let's roll the giveaway. I know everybody's probably getting antsy. We'll do 2 back-to-back since we've been rolling for 20 minutes. So we'll pick. Let's pull out from one of the power line guys. Let me go into the power line promo. So we'll do Sweat and we'll do one of the power line guys. So I'll put that up as a poll. Let me fire up a poll while we're in here for the second one. All right, so and you guys can pick the the player. Again, since SPP is not available to pick, we'll let you guys do the choice. So remember, for power line, we've got Jensen, we've got Thuney, we've got Cook, we have Galladay, and we've got Barkley. And so we'll go ahead and set that poll for a few minutes. Again, you can use your channel points or bits. You can add and get additional votes. So that's up to you guys, but the poll should be live right now. And let's go ahead and roll for the first giveaway for the 100 overall sweat. D-Man right now. D-Man, D-M-A-N. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. MM Ginger for the win. So MM Ginger, I'll send you a whisper. And Trubs, yeah, I checked. I definitely checked the whispers the other day and saw your sheet. I want to. I'll get that on a stream probably next week, which I think will be. I think that'll be good. Maybe we can talk, or maybe you get you or Wendy on the stream if you wanna hang out. So let's see. Let me get this whisper out so I don't forget. MM Ginger might be mad if I screw up his giveaway. All right. And so how's the poll looking? Is the poll up? Let's see. Let's look at the results right now, see what's happening. It looks like Thuney is in the lead right now, 37%. Get your votes in. This will be the next giveaway. We're going to roll it right after. D-Man will be the keyword again. So D-Man again, D-M-A-N, and we'll roll that as soon as we get as soon as this poll is over. So we got a couple minutes. Overdrive. So say if we talk, well, okay. So we talked a little bit about LVL stopping the run. What do you like to do if you're playing arena? What is your strategy? What do you like to try to do in arena when you play to really get that going, or your defensive strategy you like to have set up there?
So as far as arena goes, it's pretty much just a lot of people play like Overdrive, where they just pretty much they're more reckless to it,
right?
With throwing bombs and stuff like that. So if I was to go into arena, first thing I would do was my boost. I would put all defensive boost, just because a lot of people they tend to just focus on their offense and stuff like that. In particular, I don't really need offensive boost. So if you could get a stop on your defender, that's really the key to winning it. Because it's pretty difficult to get a stop in arena if you're not overpowered. But as far as that goes, I would just stop bombs just using. I might even throw some quarters in there.
You see a ton of quarters in arena. When you're playing arena, so many people running quarters defenses. Everybody stacked back deep, just trying to see if they can prevent those. Hey, thanks for the sub, MM Ginger. Just trying to keep those long bombs from happening. And I mean, and that's it really is. I play it the same way. I play it just like Overdrive. I'm trying to cut down. Really, what I try to do is kill off their cornerback speed. So this is where I'll pull in like Fred's, his recommendation in OD that he likes to play with is with the -4 speed, -8 man, -8 zone, along with the max reducer, and then those cornerbacks just can't keep up most of the time to the boosted wide receivers.
Yeah, it gets a little crazy. It's fun though. You get to you take your league more serious. That's where you getting down, getting gritty with it. Chopping away at the defense. But when you go and play your little arena,
yeah,
you want to make some plays, like get some highlights in there.
Right. Well, usually that's when if I go into arena, and I'm usually a little bit offended or ashamed of myself if I get more than a few hundred points in arena for any given season. But when I go in there, it usually is for the purposes of trying to, just see how a defense is going to react to a particular play. Maybe there's a coach play I want to work on without getting into where we keep our league difficulty obviously set up really high. So maybe I want to kind of tease out what are the routes, what are the progressions, and arena is a great place to play with that.
It's a great place to practice your craft, and 2 points in particular. If you want to get into a certain 2-point, like I suggested middle slant. So if you haven't used middle slant, I suggest you would get in arena and just keep using it. I flip it, and then I have the option of that halfback if I scramble right, and then I could shotgun to the flex, or I also got the tight end there too that I could shotgun, just depending on what situation. Then the drag, of course. Just depending on what play that you get, but you can really work on using those options and having a reaction and getting familiar with certain plays to the point where that if you see that defensive strat, you know exactly which route you're going to before you get surprised.
Let's drop this giveaway. So Jensen was the winner. Jensen was the 100 overall. Jensen will go out 49% of the vote. We have had a total of 544 votes for Jensen. So again, D-Man. And SBP is saying you've got a wrap for the next giveaway. So so let's go ahead and roll it. We're going to roll D-Man is the word again, D-M-A-N, and we're going to roll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, Luca's not following. So Lucas Valor was the winner, but Luca's not following the channel. You got to follow to win the giveaways. Brutal way to lose the giveaway. All right, guys, so we got to roll again. D-Man in the chat right now. D-Man, D-M-A-N. Go ahead and get it in. We're going to re-roll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If I can click the button. J.R. Madden 22 for the win, for the 100 overall. Jensen, thanks for following. Been following since the end of May, so much appreciated. Let me send you a whisper here real quick. Got to do these right there, or I'll totally forget. All right. So 2 giveaways still rolling. We got quite a few more giveaways to go. So we'll do one about every 20 minutes, and try to make sure we keep up with that. And I expect everybody in the chat to keep me on task with giveaways. Don't let me get behind. So now Luca follows. Lucas Valor's followed now. So all right, you're back in the mix, man. Sorry for the re-roll. All right, so let's get in here and you coach me a little bit on some head-to-head. Now I don't think you can see my screen right now the way we've got things set up, but essentially if you're I don't know if you're on Twitch right now, D-Man, but you should be able to also pull up and see that. It'll be a little bit delayed, but with the arena we can take our time, right? And I don't care if I lose the match, so it's good if it takes us forever to play through the whole 10 minutes. 6 Agents, so yeah, if you want to know about the Stream Boss, I've got actually a bot command in here. Greeny had a great suggestion for me to add in the information there. And we'll open up the betting too. So I went a little bit long talking about stuff, but if you want to know about Stream Boss, you type ! Stream Boss, as McNutt just did there, and you kind of see. So the prizes right now that we have is at the end of the week. If you're the Stream Boss, then the channel prize pack is what you get. You get to be the moderator for a week. You get to choose the stream content, so you can choose kind of a topic, or at least what we'll cover for part of the stream. And then if you want to be on the stream, you can be on the stream. So if you want to come hang out like with D-Man here, the way he's doing, then you can come on the stream either by voice or by webcam to chat and hang out. And then also you can play me up in OD if you want to. So that's the prize pack that we have right now. Thanks for the follow, Bumling. So let's jump in. So we'll try to see if we can play a little bit of Arena, and I'll get the betting up. Let me go to the Streamlabs here, and I will drop some loyalty points for everybody. So we'll drop 60 loyalty points, and that way you guys can use those. Let's do 100 because I've got the max bet set up to 100, and then you guys can bet on the winner. And D-Man, I lost you there on Skype.
Oh yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay, cool. All right, just making sure I still got you voice-wise. They can still hear you even if the video's not up.
All right, perfect. So my Wi-Fi went out, so I'm gonna have to watch.
That's all right. Let's see. Let me get to CloudBot here. I'm going to drop out the points here. So everybody in the chat right now, I'm going to give out 100 loyalty points. Those should show up. You can use exclamation points to kind of see what that point balance is. Sometimes it takes just a second for it to queue up, but that should be in the queue now. So let's go ahead and D-Man, again, I can hear you even though I can't see you. So let's go ahead. So I've got my West Coast captain in. I've got Thielen, and then what coach do you like to use in arena?
I said that's 18. Just because he also has halfback base and halfback pitch.
Which coach? Sorry, D-Man.
Peyton.
Oh, you use Peyton. All right. So I've got Sean Payton here. And you said the plays that you like out from him are what?
You got halfback base, and then you also have pitch. Those are another two one-play bank runs.
Yep.
And you also have your reliable bailout throws like Saints drag, Saints flood, and plays of those nature.
All right, let me upgrade. Let me see how much I can upgrade Peyton. I've got him at level 10 right now, so I'll upgrade him, max him out as best I can. Just short of halfback base. I need like 7K more whistles.
Oh no!
So I'm going to be short. I'm going to be short halfback base. I'm not going to have halfback pitch, Salem halfback base, or Saints fork. Really, Salem halfback pitch and halfback base are all three really good plays there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's jump in. So SBP looks like he's on the stream now. So SBP, what's our third giveaway going to be? As the stream boss, he gets the choice. All right, so let's hit up Arena. We'll go ahead and jump in here. Let's start up. I think I've got my team set. I'm not going to worry about the boosters right now, but we've got the coach and I think the captain all set up. Green? All right, so Green, AJ Green is the... and I'll double check on Green. Give me a backup and make sure, because he's one of the 160 powers, right? I'll double check on Green. Let me do that while I'm sitting right here. I'll send a message to Nick. So actually, Nick's saying right now the hold on just let me so we may have to go with a 98. And I'm checking on the AJ Green. So give me a 98 also, SPP. So we got Green. Because we don't really have, the key. The thing is, right now we don't have a main promo going on, right? We just have the field pass right now. And so, those players really we can't, there's not much to give away. We've got the 98s from the current promo, so I can give away the 98s from the current promo because the other guys are all 105s, which obviously we can't do. And I'm checking on the AJ Green, I'll check on the 160 power Green. If we can give him out, I'll give him out. So you've got some options there. So you want the kicker, the VS kicker, or the AJ Green. Is that right? Okay, the 130 power Gonzalez. All right, got it. So if not Green, then we'll do the versus Gonzalez. So D-Man, you still on? Can you hear me? I may have lost D-Man. He's stepped out. So we'll see. What you guys can go ahead and lead me through. So we've got some of the good plays. So you West Coast guys that are out there, you guys are. Oh, there he is, D-Man. He's back. All right. So where are we going? So we're jumping in. I'm trying to get confirmation on which giveaway we can do. So let's see. So let's jump in and go to competitive, and let's get our arena on. So we got our coach, we got our captain. Now let's go ahead and jump in and play. So what are we starting with? You like to start arena? We'll do halfback toss strong. Is that what we're doing?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Go wrong.
Yeah, I think that kicker's valuable. Yeah, and pass promos we're good on. We can give up pass promo players, so we're good on those. Let me turn the betting on so that way you guys can bet. So we'll start the bet. Give me just a second. All right, so the bet should be live right now. You guys have about a minute in order to bet, and hopefully we win this match. So let's see if we can get a run back here, maybe, or try to avoid the run back. I'll drop it. And Nick says we got to have him on to do the 105. So we got to get Nick on the stream one day here. And we'll make the keyword for the next giveaway. You guys can go ahead. We'll put it in. Giveaway is live. So we're going to give away the Gonzalez, the VS Gonzalez, as the next giveaway. And in honor of our stream boss, SBP is the keyword. So SBP giveaway is live right now. Giveaway is live. SBP in the chat. And then let's go ahead and go with halfback toss strong. Got on the going to the left here, and let's see what we can get. So we got a couple good blocks there. I'm going to kind of go back in so I can bait that corner to maybe try to bite and dive after me, which is always the key. What's next? Halfback toss strong. We got some pretty good yardage. What's up next?
Where you at?
I have no idea. I'm on the 25-yard line, or I'm sorry, I'm on the 35-yard line.
Oof, you're right there. Let's try a flip, halfback wham.
I'm gonna turn the volume up over here a little bit. Where my headphones are on, I can, and hopefully you won't echo too bad there. All right, so what's the next play?
Let's do a flip, halfback wham. When you snap, you're gonna want to nudge straight to the baseline. And once you get that separation, you just cut up the baseline and take it to the house, hopefully.
All right, flipped halfback wham. We're going to cut to the outside. All right, here we go. We got motion. I should have taken it inside. We got the blocker came off the outside edge and caught me behind the line of scrimmage.
All right.
All right, what's next? What are we doing?
Let's cut the yardage down a little bit. Let's do a fullback dive.
Okay. So here we're kind of showing the LVL style approach, right? The try to push forward as much as we can. So it looks like we've got good middle coverage here on the defense. So we'll see what we can see if we can cut through that and get any yardage. Barry Sanders with a nice 11, maybe an 11 3/4 yard pickup.
Hey.
All right, so we're at third and inches on the on about the 25.
You can either go goal line halfback dive, which is the one towards the bottom, or you could go ahead and use your sting, either or. Come on.
And we'll go goal line halfback dive. Obvious conversion. We got a good power advantage in this match. What's next?
Are you left hash or right hash?
I think I'm on the left hash.
Let's go ahead and try to get over to the other side. Let's use a middle slant and try to focus that drag if you don't get man coverage.
All right. So you're going drag route, right?
Yep. Just try to flip to the other hash.
Okay. Oh, no, I ran the other way. That's what I get. I'm left-handed and use a left-handed quarterback, so I'm used to going the opposite direction.
Oh.
All right, so we're 2nd and 1 on the about the 10-yard line, maybe the 8-yard line.
You either go sting or you go halfback dive again, goal line, or you could go ahead and risk it for the biscuit and throw in something nice in there, nice throw play.
All right, I went Sting. Let's go ahead and see if we can get some. There we go. We scored with Sting. Wendy says Windy City says you just need a headset and then you can be the offensive coordinator.
All right, I got you.
What are we doing for? Gonna go grab the headset, Wendy. There we go. Now it's on. Now it's on. Combine is still offended that we said no screens. So what? All right, what are we doing? 2-point conversion. What's the play?
All right, so we're gonna flip middle slants.
All right. And you're looking for the drag or the crossings or the corner route, the TE route, right?
What D strat are you looking at? What's flip?
Say again.
What type of D strat are you looking at?
It looks like man coverage. That looks like cover one.
All right, so you could go for the drag. If not, scramble right to the halfback.
Yeah, the drag route. It just stopped short. Just stopped short. Are you watching the Twitch chat? Can you see it at all, D-Man?
No, I wish.
No? All right, SBP, guys, giveaway is live. SBP for the 100 overall Gonzalez. All right, so let's go with our halfback toss strong again.
Take it to the house.
We got hit drag down, but we're good. All right, let's get some passing plays. What do you want to play with? So we got 1st and 10 on about the 48-yard line.
What have you been seeing? You've been seeing some man, blitz, anything?
Yeah, I mean it's tough to tell. I mean it's been some blitz, but I've seen a lot of single high coverage.
Right. Go with a PA slot crosser. And leave it we'll flip it since you're a lefty.
All right. You're looking for the go route first and then the cross routes?
Your first look, you want to look at the tight end when you're scrambling left, that one that's crossing.
Yep.
If he's covered up, or if you see a one-on-one with that streak and you got a good box out, you could go ahead and hit that streak as well with a bullet.
Okay. Thanks for the follow, Pats. So we'll hit the TE route. Had zone coverage that time. TE route was wide open. So what's next? What's our next passing play we want to show off?
All right, we're going right. Let's go ahead and throw in a little post.
So you said posts?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're
So we're going to the tight end route there, right? The corner route.
If he's covered, you can hit the guy over at the flat.
Okay. Let's see how it. I think that's going to be open. This is one thing. My corner route in Smash for spread used to be money, but the problem is it got to where the if you throw before, which is not the case in a lot of these West Coast invert corner routes, but if you throw too early, then the receiver won't even make a play on the ball. You have to wait for the cut on Smash now. Otherwise, it just pops the receiver in the back of the head, and that's extremely frustrating. I wish that's actually one thing I certainly requested is can we look at that play and see if we can fix that corner route. All right, so what's up next?
Where you at now? You got that first?
Yeah, we're on about the 18-yard line.
All right, let's go ahead and throw in. Try X follow.
Say again?
Let's try X follow.
Oh, X follow. Yeah, okay.
You're gonna want to look at your tight end.
Yep.
Or the streak.
All right, let's see which if we get the nice seam there. Yeah, X follow seam's going to be open. Touchdown.
All right.
All right, guys. SBP giveaway is live. 100 overall. Gonzalez. Let's go ahead and roll. Let's get through this drive so I don't lose the match by default here. And see if I can hit this drag route again. There we go. There we got the two. Let's go ahead and jump in. And I'll go ahead and roll the giveaway. SBP Gonzalez, 100 overall Gonzalez. Giveaway is live. Going to roll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, COTS 999. Following since June 10th. Much appreciated. Let me send you a whisper here real quick. All right, SPP. What's the next giveaway? What's the next live one? Any particular plays you guys want to see from that West Coast side? Yeah, COTS for the win. And we won our league tourney, it looks like. Saints Drags. I don't know if I've got Saints Drags with... I'll see.
Yeah, you should have it with Peyton, your coach.
All right, so we're rolling into the next match here. Combine wants to see wide receiver screen.
All right, let's do it.
We'll roll it, man, just for Combine. We'll do it just for Combine.
I mean, you also got that streak with it. It's just, not my cup of tea.
Yeah, they blow up on me all the time. I need to get the bets out. I'm losing track of my bets here. Let me. All right, so I won that one for sure. I did win by double points, I think. So that's those guys get the payout here. So let's pick the winner, complete that bet. And you guys can go ahead. The betting's open again. So 1 minute up on the betting if you guys want to bet. So let's go halfback toss strong. Open like we're supposed to. Cut inside too early. Should have held that one and kept it outside. PA switch dig. They're saying. Well, so you said Saints drag. So let's see if we've got Saints drag here.
So with Saints drag, you want to whatever hash you're on, you want to throw to that. You want that out route to be on that drag. I mean on that hash. Sorry.
Yeah, you go in the opposite direction, right?
No, so you want to throw short side.
Okay, throw short side on the drag route.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there we go. Barry Sanders with probably about 15-yard pickup, maybe 12 yards. All right, so what else we say? PA switch dig, somebody said. So PA switch dig, I'm going to flip it because that tight end route's going to curl up for me on the left-hand side. I'm on the short side of the field. Looks like we're in single high coverage again. So I'm going to look for that tight end route, and I'm going to do like I do a spread and roll out, and then catch Kelsey in the end zone for a nice score. Hit middle slants again. Oh, that drag route stopped just short again. I probably should have gone to the inside.
So I want
Thanks for the cheer, Clays.
Try to scramble out and hit the halfback when it cuts up. So once he gets baseline, he does a cut up, and as long as you go wide enough behind the 10-yard line, that defender will bait to you, and that halfback will be wide open.
Yeah, thanks for the cheer, Clays, Mabs, and Jesus is.
If you
so long pass, what have we got? What other plays, guys? That's a fun thing, the Stream Boss Combine. Let's go maybe Saints Flood.
Yeah,
you like Saints Flood?
Look at the tight end on that flood route, or you can hit that streak.
Okay. I think the streak's going to be there. The ball got knocked away. So PA double post they want next. Thanks for the cheer, SPP and Jesus is.
So you can use your the same way that you did dig. just go ahead and use PA double post the same way. It's just literally just the tight end
Yep.
rather than the.
Yeah, I love those. I love those routes like that. As long as the blockers hold. Oh, and then this is going to be wide open. This is probably going to be to the house with Kittle.
Mm-hmm.
Just got behind all the defenders. Nothing left. All right, so we're going to go middle slants again. And you say we're going to roll out and then try to see if we get if that halfback route stays open. Ah, I got tackled. Boo. Sacked. That shouldn't even happen.
If you after this match, if you want, you could go look at the one of the films that I sent you. And you could see exactly what I mean about that the middle slants to the halfback.
Yep.
Especially with a play. If you look at the one where I'm negative power, the defender had 3DS and for the 2 points, which is a very common West Coast defensive strat for 2-pointers. So you can really see how I do it. I basically nudge to the left, make sure that those blockers set, and then I roll out right and hit that halfback the same way that I'm telling you to do it.
All right, we'll put one of the videos up right now. I'll go ahead and swap over to that. We'll load that up. This is going to be the first one that you sent me on Telly. So this is the first video, 3 minutes. It's up.
I'll check it out.
Let me swap over and turn it on so everybody can see here. All right, so this is what D-Man's talking about here. Who's the next giveaway, SPP? So we're on the first run there. Looks like that. I think it was the halfback toss strong.
So when you're negative in power, I would try to stay away from those tosses and those outside runs, just because you know the speed of the linebackers and the D-backs.
And so this is now onto the PA pass at the 30-second mark.
Mm-hmm. So after that, you can see that I noticed that he had the man coverage in, and I went ahead and moved over to the middle slants to the out route. Again, like you were saying earlier about the man coverage and the press coverage, they can be easily exploited, and specifically by your crossing routes like that PA slot crossings, or you could just simply hit them with like a post or a middle slant to the out route. That's the price you have to pay if you want to stop those West Coast runs, you know.
And so we're continuing on with the drive now. We're about the minute 17 mark right now.
So again, just cutting in easy yards down the middle. You know, I'm underpowered, so you know I just want to take the yards that I could get and try to avoid getting into a difficult situation. I'll take a fourth down, a fourth and short, over a fourth and forever any day.
Looks like it was post. It was just picked here. That's just a scramble with Burrow. Burrow's a beast scrambling.
Yeah. So if you see there, I would have hit the out route, but you'll get times where that they actually got some good man coverage, some good press on them. So I just took advantage of that hole that it made. Just take the yards that I could get.
SPP is Hecker. Is he the giveaway? You want the kicker? Kicker or punter? So did you want Hecker the punter, or did you want no, vert for life is terrible. We don't like vert for life, Carlton. That's not going to fly. All right, so let me close out of that video, and we'll go to the next one. This is another series. What's happening in this? So this is LVL drives, right?
Yeah, those are today's drives. The best available defense. You know, I took it, but I was still overpowered as far as that goes. So you get to see a little bit of. I showed a little bit of my boost and what I was going for. I knew I was going to be overpowered on my opponent, so I went more for the positives since I will already get that -5 or the negatives from being overpowered, and then I also have that -5 booster in.
Okay.
So as far as that goes, going into the drive,
we got the kickoff rolling right now.
All right, tight. So with my kickoffs, you're always gonna want to switch, and you know, you could control the route of one of your blockers. So just always make sure you do that. I always run right. That's just my thing. And then halfback toss strong. You know, as I said, I start every lead drive. I start off with halfback toss strong, unless I see that they have like a play that's just not that I have no chance. You know.
And SPP says the giveaway is Roulier from the vert center. So let's go. Let's make it Wednesday. Keyword is Wednesday for the next giveaway. Wednesday. So go ahead and type in chat. Wednesday giveaway is live while we're going through the video here.
So as far as my first down plays go, like if you look at this video, I'm not really passing. I don't really pass if I don't have to. Or if I don't see an easy exploit with it. If not, I'll go with the safer route of just, you know, running it up the field. My first down plays, I don't have Peyton coaching here because I want to just display West Coast. But as far as first down plays go, I have my halfback blast. I have the wham going right. Just depending on what hash I'm on is what play I'm using. And then I have halfback base and pitch from that Peyton playbook. So I could run right with wham, and I can run right with halfback base, and then I can also run left with halfback toss strong, halfback blast, and then I have the pitch as well. So I play the field, and I just play off of my positioning on the field and just what hash I'm on. Just pay attention to those things. A lot of people just pick whatever and just go for it. But if you break it down in that way, you won't find yourself in a position where you're running out of room on the field, or you have a bad reaction from like your halfback on middle slants. It's not gonna react the right way if you're on the right hash and you're running it right.
Now, thanks for the follow, Ben. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, in LVL, that's the same sort of strategy most of us take. Is that it's not we're not trying to throw the ball. We're our goal is to try to run as much as possible and then throw when we have to. Simply because you've got, especially where you've got all these maxed players now. There's a tremendous chance that you have some crazy flying cornerbacks that come out of nowhere. Pat Tillman being all over the field, just grabbing balls out of the air like crazy. And so, I mean, it's the same strategy. We try to run, we run as much as we can and really limit throwing to absolutely when we have to.
Yep, 100%. Again, you just want to it's all about risk management. You don't want to, even when you're defending your opponent, you want to force them to throw just so they can make that one mistake that it's going to cost them that drive. That's really the goal of it. If not, you're just hoping for a fumble, and you're not always going to get that fumble.
Yeah. Well, and the key thing too, like Greeny says here, down and distance management. And that's really what you want to play in LVL is down and distance management. the fumble wise as well. I see a lot of videos that come from people talking about their fumbles, and there's been some ups and downs with fumbles this year, but you see a lot of people taking direct hits from the bigger players. You see people getting taking hits on the ball side. You see people not getting out, trying to get out to the outside towards the sideline. All those things you can kind of do to help prevent fumbles. And the other thing is lay off the skill stick. The other thing, you see people trying to juke and spin and stiff arm, and all those things. Every one of those motions that you do increases the chance of fumble for your running back.
Yeah, 100%. Even with even on console, it's the same thing. There's actually a lot more fumbles on console. You really pay for those mistakes if you really want to use your skill moves, your juke moves, and all that stuff. You got to know that you're taking that risk of an increased chance of a fumble. Taking direct hits, I tend to a lot of them happen if you do that little a little nudge up into the defender, and he's got all that momentum, and you're switching your motion. You're basically standing still and say, hey, come give me a edge spear or something,
Right. Well, SBP says in the chat here, he said, angles are your friends, use them wisely. And that, that's true. I mean, like I said, you again, a lot of these videos people send, they talk about, I'm having problems with fumbles. And it's exactly that. They're taking direct contact hits, and you just can't do that. I mean, you gotta get a glancing blow from the defender. Otherwise, there's a real risk that ball's going to get knocked loose. So the other video is playing right now, just kind of going through your the West Coast strategy you use. And thanks for the follow, MM20. Let's go ahead and roll the giveaway. Again, you got to follow in order to win the giveaway. So we're going to go ahead and spin. Remember, Wednesday is the keyword. Wednesday. I'm going to roll it now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Loud Bronco for the win. So following since mid-May. Much appreciated, man. Always glad to have you hanging out in chats. So I will send you a whisper. You can hit me up on Telegram also. You guys know where to find me. Let me get the whisper out here though, so I've got that recorded and I don't forget. And that is for the Vert 100 overall Roulier. All right. So D-Man, is there, like I said, the video is playing right now. Is there any other key things you want to try to show? Probably try to end the stream in about the next 5 minutes or so, maybe. And then we've got, like I said, an announcement on the OD side of things for an upcoming tournament that we have. So we're ready to start those all back up, which hopefully everybody will be excited about.
So in the film that you're looking at right now, I just played a quick arena game, just showing off the throws since my lead drives are predominantly run.
Yep.
So I just wanted to show off a couple of the plays and how I use them in particular. Some of those bomb plays and reliable throws. If you can see, like, PA slot crossing, all the clips that you've seen, it's a very reliable play. As far as that goes, if you don't see the wrong zone, then it's gonna be a good time with it.
And so, defensive strategy-wise, what do you find is the most difficult to run against? Since part of this is focusing a little bit on the defensive strategy. So, SPP wanted to talk a bit about that. So we covered, some of the basic stuff early on, and then just specifically thinking about West Coast, what gives you the most trouble from a defensive strategy perspective? What things really, maybe give you more trouble for that scheme than others?
So again, with as far as my, so I'm gonna be running. First down, I'm running. So the biggest troubles that I have are like 2-man press, like I said earlier, and then that cover 2-man, QB contain. Those are different West Coast run stoppers that you're cutting off basically all my one play bangers, and you're making me work for it. I don't want to work for it. I want a one play banger, and I want to call it a day. And get that 24 up. So as soon as you cut that off, you're already getting you in your opponent's head. But then as far as that goes with moving forward with that, you want to throw in some blitz in there to throw the defender off. As far as like for a lot of the top teams have been using a lot of quarters lately, and pinch bunk O and stuff. So with X follow and different bailout plays like that, it really puts pressure on you to have to get that ball off quick, or else you're gonna get sacked. And a lot of times also it's your routes are covered, and then if you mix in a couple quarters defense and you put in like CB dogs, that pretty much cuts off your scrambling. So if I've already seen some quarters defense in, and I'm not adjusting to that, I'm just and then I run into CB dogs and I scramble to the right, and that cornerback is coming dead for me.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a bad day. I'm gonna have to take a sack if I don't react in time, or I force up a throw and then he throws it weak because of the pressure, and it's an easy pick, So you just want to switch it up with those plays. Lately, those have been trouble for West Coast users, and also because even like the shotgun plays have been a little bit tougher. Like your middle slants earlier in the year, you used to be able to hit the drag every time, and it was a touchdown. If it was a blitz, it was a touchdown to the drag. Now that defender is able to pick up on it, and you'll get the first down, but you're not going to take it to the house.
And SPP says a similar thing in chat here. He says his comment is you can't over blitz West Coast runs or the tosses will kill you.
Mm-hmm.
2-man press, QB contain. It helps with helps contain those West Coast runs. And he says except toss cover 2-man, you got dime pinch buck O and CB dogs man versus PA, and that's exactly like what you're talking about. That CB dogs man, and that hurts me in spread too because I run a ton of PA out of spread. And so when people have those contains where I want to maybe get the QB scramble, but that defensive end, especially a maxed Watt or somebody hanging out there waiting on me, is not what I want to see. And same with CB dogs. If that blitz does not get picked up at all, then that'll just kill you. I mean, you just don't have a whole lot of time, or it's one of those where you're really trying to watch the play develop out, and you don't even see that cornerback coming in off the side you're not looking at, and you just get killed. Minus 5 yards. So certainly, as you and SPP have very similar sort of comments here. So what's the final giveaway? SPP, what are we doing? What's our final 100 overall? I see him still on the chat. Yeah, Maxi Browns, they did have changes to Arena. I mean, those all came in. There were huge changes. We had the leaderboard that got added. The difficulty got improved to where the difficulty was like on rookie. It was horrible. So, all that stuff got updated. The leaderboard was added. Much better rewards for Arena was added. But that's all they were able to do for this season. Right now, of course, hopefully as we get into the next season and we hear more about the competitive stuff, which I think is going to drop on July 20th, then I'm hoping then, we'll see more about what changes to Arena and the competitive landscape can we expect. So that's what I'm looking forward to, is really that July 20th. I'm going to try to see Nick's on next week, June 22nd. We've got his first major MM stream, Reveal stream, and so I'll have my Lunch with Vol series on the 22nd as well. So we'll try to see if we can get maybe Nick to hang on and maybe discuss a little bit after the stream. And if he comes on, then he'll probably let me give out a 105. So I think people will be happy about handing out a 105. But let's jump in real quick, and before we end the stream, again, I'm waiting on the SPP. What's the player pick? Who's our final 100 overall that we're giving out? So I'll hit him up in Telegram too. So the final thing really to cover is talk about the new Overdrive tournament. You guys can see that here on the screen. If you actually look in the about screen on my Twitter page, you'll actually see a link and that link will take you straight to the sign up page for the. Oh yeah, that's all right, SBP. I know it's delayed. That's why I was stalling for you a little bit. But yeah, Stream Boss may end. Yes, Stream Boss is probably going to end after this stream. I'm traveling on Thursday and Friday, and don't think I'm going to be able to stream those days. So Stream Boss will probably end after this. So we may have SBP finishing out his win, and then starting with whoever be paired up with whoever is on for next week. But you guys can see June 23rd is when we'll kick off. June 23rd, 2020. On the About screen, like I said, of the Twitter page, that will take you straight to the sign-ups page, so you can sign up starting today. Make sure you read the rules. The big thing about the rules this time around, we wanted to level the playing field and make it more of a little bit like a draft style, where you get to customize your team and you get to play the way that you want. The way that we did that is we're actually cutting it down to where there's a 3K power limit. So no team can play in each of the matches that has a power that's greater than 3,000. And so the key thing here is that you have to choose how you're going to structure your team. Are you going to take the hit and lose a few maxed players on the offensive line and go more on your skill players? Are you going to boost your defense up and have them stay as many of them maxed out as you can? And so I'm really interested with this particular tournament setup to see how everybody configures their team, because I think we're going to see a wide range of diversity. The 3,000 power puts it to where, really we're not limiting players. We're not, it's not based on just the power to where we have the bigger advantage, but we're going to see, I think, some different strategies in terms of gameplay. We also can't use the max boost, so the max reducer at 3,000 power immediately is off the table. So nobody will have that available to them to be able to load up and play. And so we're going to have, I think, some really interesting combinations of teams, some really interesting combinations of booster configurations, and then just changes a little bit in the play style. So any coach, any captain is completely fine. 3,000 power is the limit, so start configuring your team. Sign up start now. The Twitch channel has it first, so you guys can jump in and get signed up right now. And then I'll have it in the Discord, and we'll have in the official EA Discord, we'll have the Overdrive channel again for you guys that played in the last tournament. You guys will see that. You guys will see that information in there, and so then you'll be able to sign up and chat in there. You don't have to be in the Discord in order to play, but you have to be able to. You absolutely have to be able to coordinate your chat. We had like 330 people in the last one, and I just cannot manually do 330 players trying to communicate. So you don't have to be in the Discord, but you have to figure out how you're going to coordinate in order to play your drives. But that's perfectly fine to not be in the Discord for this one. Again, 3,000 power, any coach and captain. Sign up start right now. The link is live on my Twitter page that you can click on and go straight to the sign-ups page. It'll ask you a few questions, and also I want to know your all-time rank. So look at your all-time Overdrive rank. And that, you go to the Overdrive leaderboard, you change the drop down at the top right hand corner from the current season to all time, and that number could be really high, that number could be really low. You might be number 60,000 all time, but I want you to type that number in on the questions that you're going to get asked as a tournament participant, and that's probably how we're going to do the OD sorting. So the OD seeding. So you'll want to make sure you type that number in. Otherwise, you're going to end up in a random pool, and you're going to get your first match is going to be against AE, and so that's your penalty for not putting in the number. So make sure you put your Overdrive rank. Make sure you put your information about the coach and captain that you're going to use for the tourney, and then again, limit 3K power. Your team can change and configure. Thanks for the follow, Snake Eyes. Your team can change and configure as you go, but you can never have it where it's more than 3,000. So it should be interesting to see how that plays out. Again, I'll have it live on the Discord. SBP sent me the player for the let's see. So DeMarcus Lawrence. So given a throwback to Crane. So Crane loves his DeMarcus Lawrence. So that is our final giveaway. Let's give one more. Let's make it again SBP. To again thank him for being the stream boss with us for this week. Really appreciate his support on the channel, and to all the other GCs that he's out supporting, and the streamers, the content creators. SBP is one of the guys that does want to see the community grow. Also, like D-Man on the channel here, volunteering his time. Big thanks to him. Again, that's what we want. We want this community to grow. And let's do it actually all together. SBP DMAN. So SBP D-Man all together. SBP DMAN is the keyword in the chat right now. SBP D-Man, all one word in the chat right now. And that is the giveaway. Let me type that in there so everybody can see my post. Yeah, there you go. SBP D-Man. That's it. Big thanks to these guys for helping the community and really sharing some knowledge. We'll let this run for just a couple minutes, and then we'll go. D-Man, do you have any parting words at all before we jump off the stream?
Val, thank you for having me. Everybody, if you want to learn more, if you have any questions, you could contact me on Discord at not D-Man, so NOT D-Man, or you could contact me on Telegram. I'm willing to share film, or answer any questions that you have. Anytime you can reach out to me. But again, thank you for having me, Val. We can do this again. It was a nice first date,
Yeah, man. No, like I said, much appreciated. I mean, it's really cool. I think I want to have as many competitive folks as we can get on the channel. I think it's really helpful for everybody to see how different people play. I mean, I play even with the different schemes in different ways than you do. And it's really good, I think, to see how, especially differences, people that focus on LVL, people that focus on Overdrive, people that focus on Arena, the range of strategies is clearly different in how they play. But let's roll the final giveaway for today, and then we will call it a day. Again, appreciate everybody's support on the channel, and helping this grow. Remember, SBP D-Man is the keyword. We're going to roll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the winner is Polyman 2. Just got to make sure he's on, or we might have a re-roll again. Waiting to see. Polyman, are you there? Let's see if Polyman's on the stream here. Yeah, there's Polyman. All right, so I will send Polyman a whisper after the stream here. Guys, really appreciate it. Thanks again. Thanks for jumping on. Again, it's amazing seeing 60, 70 viewers here in the middle of the day. Hope this series is helpful. Thanks to D-Man. Thanks to SBP. And we will probably catch you guys on Monday. Enjoy the rest of your day.